Stephanie's cousin.
We're going to play a commercial for you guys, and then we'll get right back into the live stream.
After $1 billion hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
All right, thanks again to our sponsors, the C3 Group and the Merlin Law Group. They're the reason why we're able to do these videos. But check out these waves here. I'm going to zoom in. Hopefully it stays in focus this time. Waves on the pier there. So I'm not exactly sure how tall that pier is, but it's probably close to 20 feet, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, we're thinking these are 20-footers crashing in.
Yeah, so some of these waves are scraping the bottom of that pier and jumping up over it. So we're thinking that these waves are about 20 feet high right now. Not much to speak of for winds. We're probably getting gusts close to maybe 50.
Yeah, we probably had a couple around 50 or 40s for the most part.
Yeah, so not much to speak of for winds. Definitely heavy rains coming through right now. But yeah, these waves are definitely fun to look at right now. It's I don't know if I've ever seen waves this big. What about you?
I don't think Florence got this big, so no.
Now this one's about to crash in.
Yeah, you can see these things are massive though. Like they come in sets, so you'll see like a cluster of them that'll come in. So you'll see, some more average waves, and then you'll see like some really big massive ones. There's a pretty big one there. You can see it crashing. There it goes. It's peaking at the middle of the pier, not at the front part.
See it crashing down?
You can see it like splashing up underneath the pier, and now it's kind of settling back down again. So sometimes they'll peak way out there at the tip too. It just kind of depends on where they decide to crest at. So far, storm surge wise, not a lot, if any, or none really right now. We will not be riding out this hurricane here. So this is a strong Category 4. This is not even like a low end Cat 4. This is a very strong Category 4 hurricane that we're looking at right now. And it's I'm getting ready to see if I can figure out exactly how far out we are here. Hang on just a second. We'll give you the exact distance, but it's coming right at us. So right now, from the edge of the eye wall, so from us getting in the really crazy winds, we're 45 miles out. So that's when we're going to see winds well over 100 miles per hour impacting us. And then from dead center of the eye now, we're 62 miles out. And about an hour ago, we were 77. So it's moving at about 15 miles an hour. And it's moving to the north. It's probably every now and then, it's probably nudging to the northeast just a tad. But not a lot. It's probably going to V-line, the Panama City area. Wouldn't be shocked if it's a direct hit. Even right side northeast quadrant direct hit for Panama City. It's going to be very close to that, or just to the east of there, which is where the worst part of this hurricane happens at. So as we kind of get more, so the reason why the storm surge isn't as bad here is because everything is kind of perpendicular to the coast. So excuse me, the way that the coast runs here on the bend of Florida is it basically, the winds right now, or the storm surge, the water push is actually paralleling the coast. So it is pushing some water, like this is higher than normal, obviously, but it's not pushing just a tremendous amount of water on shore currently. Now that's going to change as this system comes on shore and actually and gets closer. It's actually got kind of like a big swell right now with it, and that's actually what's going to cause the actual storm surge itself. So it's kind of similar to how a tsunami works in a lot of ways. So it's like a big bubble of water, and then you've got these 10 and 20 foot waves that are on top of that bubble. And so we'll see that bubble come at this area. And right now, I mean, I think where we're at specifically, the bubble won't be as effective as it would if it could get trapped. But without a trapping mechanism here to kind of trap the water into it, it'll kind of let it go up the coast. But what'll happen with that is we'll still get significant storm surge here. So we're probably talking between 6 to 10 feet, even maybe even 12 feet, because we're talking about a Cat 4 hurricane. So you're looking down at these waves right now at that water, and we're talking probably a 4 to 6 foot difference from that sand to our elevation. So imagine a 6-foot storm surge would be to put that water that you see down there, all those waves, it would be to put us at that same level. So we would have the base of the water would be the concrete where we're at 6 foot, and then we would have those 10 foot, even bigger 20-foot waves that would be crashing into us as well. And that's why storm surge is so dangerous, and it does so much damage. It's kind of scary what storm surge can actually do, what it's capable of, because it just really just ravages everything. So again, right now, Michael is a Cat 4 hurricane, winds sustained at 145 miles an hour. It's moving directly in our direction, so it's moving right at us, and we're going to take a direct impact from Hurricane Michael. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if we don't dead center the eye of Hurricane Michael as it actually comes on shore here. So it's going to be very, very intense. There's another really massive wave. Look at that thing just crashing all up underneath that pier there. Once those get a little bit taller, these waves are going to get bigger. So these are 10 to 20 foot. Some of the wave models that I've looked at, excuse me, anticipating that these waves will get up close to 40 foot. Okay, so we're talking about doubling the size of these waves and then increasing the water depth by about 10 foot here. So take the water level, put it up at the bottom of the pier, and then put 20 to 30 foot waves over the top of that. And that's basically what you're looking at here. So, I mean, we're talking all these businesses, everything that's up and down the coast here. They're going to have significant impacts from this hurricane. There's going to be a lot of stuff destroyed. Currently, this is, if it holds intensity, this will be the strongest hurricane to ever hit the Florida Panhandle.
Yep.
To put that into perspective, okay. So this has never happened before. You can't say this will be like the hurricane of 1895 in Pensacola. None of that stuff. There's never been a hurricane this strong hit the Florida Panhandle. So that's how strong of a hurricane that we're looking at. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a big time hurricane.
Hi, Carly. She said hi.
Right. I'll see.
Hi, Susie.
Surf's up. That's right.
Yeah. What's up, Jen? Don. Hey, thanks, guys at the C3 group. Say stay safe out there.
Let's see here, Pate. Let's see here. It is. Pate wondered what pier this was.
Rick Seltzer Pier. Let me check
I don't
Google
see a
Maps.
sign. Hang on, we're gonna check here for you, Pate. We'll let you know where we're at. No storm surge has made it over the sand dunes. In fact, it's not even close yet. So
This is Half Hitch MB Miller Pier.
there you go. Half Hitch MB Miller Pier is what we're looking at. So, will this affect the Alabama game on Saturday?
Probably not. It'll be out of here by Saturday.
Yeah, it'll be long gone by Saturday. Can anything actually affect Alabama games though? I mean, the result is a W, right? Every time.
Yeah, they're probably going to win.
I mean,
Even if they call the game, they'll just give Alabama the win, probably.
right. I mean, I don't know. That's probably just the way it went.
See, we got 40 people on the stream.
That's pretty sweet. So did MK's roommate introduce you to MK? That would be the next question. Is that how? So could it officially have all started from here? Yeah, Carly. So we do have our drone.
Can Can't fly it in this though.
We can't fly it right now. She said a drone in the eye would be awesome, and I would highly agree. We have a really nice parking garage in downtown Panama City that we're planning on staying in. We could stay here in Panama City Beach as well. There's plenty of parking garages.
Or slow them down or something.
There's plenty of parking garages here on this beach as well. The biggest issue that we kind of run into with this load, there's two things. One is being able to get out of here, but I also think it's going to take that tick kind of to the northeast, and we got to kind of plan for it. We can't wait till the last minute and decide, oh, let's go over there now.
Yeah, wherever we hunker down for this thing, we're there for the duration. So there's no driving around 140 mile an hour winds. Oh, look at those waves! Oh man.
So some of these waves,
I'm turning it.
We'll kind of turn it here.
Man, those
you
are
guys
huge.
see some of those. I just kind of break in. We'll try to see if we can move it around here and show you the waves. And some of these things are just massive.
Lost focus here.
I tried to surf last week in was it 2 weeks ago or was it last week? I went on a cruise to Cozumel. Tried surfing. The waves weren't quite this big. But I don't think I know trying to go up and over these waves as they crash was extremely difficult. So I can only imagine going over a wave like this. Here comes the big one right behind there.
Oh.
See it?
Yeah, I can't turn it enough.
It's not big.
Yeah, I can't turn it all the way that way.
One going through the pier now.
Oh.
It'd be crazy if we got the pier actually breaking.
There we go.
El Trey says drone, drone, drone. So we slowed the wipers down for you, Laura. Let me know if that's a little better. It's still kind of
trying to get focused
we're
back
still
here,
getting
though.
quite a bit of water.
There we go. Oh man, look at those waves. Those are crazy.
It's kind of hard to focus with the water going in and out too. So
Yeah, I think they could just.
Hey,
steer
Mark,
them
how's it
probably,
going?
Yeah.
hey guys, oh look at this big one. Whoa, look, boom, right on the end.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all the way.
That's
up
going
and
all the way down it.
Whoa, that one was awesome. That
I'll
might be the
zoom in on
biggest
that
one
one.
I've seen.
Look at it crash into the pier. I'm
That
gonna
might be the
follow it.
biggest one.
Oh. It snapped back on me.
And like,
Oh, that's another huge one hitting the pier. Zach.
thanks. Just by the way, Zach, I'm assuming you're still watching. Zach just texted us a "that's what she said" joke, which makes a lot of sense since this is Hurricane Michael Scott here coming on shore.
Oh boy. Let's see. Thanks for sharing the post, Steve.
So we're just
Heather's dad's on here. Hi, Mark. Bobby Gutman says, "How big are the waves expected to be with the storm surge?"
so you're gonna have about 10 foot here. There's gonna be areas that are probably gonna have 14 to 15 foot of storm surge as well. This isn't the most this area of the coast is not the most susceptible to storm surge, so it's not going to get the worst where we're at. So we're thinking probably 8 to 10 foot right through here, which would take it up close to the bottom of the pier up there. But then the waves on top of that, I think you're going to see some waves making a run at probably 30 foot or bigger. So right now we're seeing 15 to 20. That the smaller ones are probably 8. The bigger ones, like the one that we saw earlier, that literally like went all the way up over the top of the pier there at the end, that was probably closer to 20 foot.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, there's another good one. That was probably a 15 foot.
Somebody at the office asked, "Will you guys go south if it moves further down the coast?" Probably not, because we don't have a guaranteed spot to be.
Yeah, so our furthest east point is Panama City. If you go any further east there, you're real low lying, so you really put yourself at susceptible to storm surge. And there's also not any shelter. So, Stephanie, I don't know if you're listening right now. I was just talking to you on text message. So she's got, I think it's a family member, I'm not for sure, that's hunkering down here on Panama City Beach. So, I mean, we're talking maybe a mile from where we're at, but parallel to the coast. And she asked me, is it going to be dangerous? What should he expect? And you know, there's a chance that he might be okay. I'm not necessarily thinking that the storm surge itself is going to get him. I don't know where he's specifically at, and maybe he's watching right now. What my bigger concern now, if the storm surge is going to get you, you gotta leave. Like you will die if the storm surge hits you. But if the storm surge is not going to hit you, then the next thing that you have to worry about is you're going to have wind gusts here on Panama City Beach, right here on the beach. There will be wind gusts over 150 miles an hour. Okay, that will remove a roof on a house. A standard house, the roof, I don't care how good they're built from Hurricane Opal in 1995, that roof is coming off. And if that roof comes off, then the rest of your house, now it's easy for the walls to come in. And so we're talking about, you know, a lot of ways that are real easy to get yourself in a tough spot. And think about it. So if your roof comes off at 150 or 130 mile an hour winds, you may still have 2 to 3 to 4 hours of this storm to go through before it's over. So you still have to ride out the rest of that with no roof. Okay, so this isn't for the faint of heart. I would not stay in a house. In fact, we weren't comfortable staying in a hotel. Like we don't want to be in a hotel in the middle of this system.
You want to be in a solid concrete structure that's nothing but concrete. Like you don't want to run the risk of losing a roof.
Hey Justin, thanks for watching. Hey guys, we appreciate all the shares too. It really means a lot to us.
C3 group. How wide can we expect Cat 3 to Cat 4 winds? I'd expect possibly up to Category 1 wind gusts, maybe a little bit past Tallahassee before it weakens to a tropical storm.
Yeah, they have it as a Cat 1 in Georgia now. So.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, so I would say, so you're, as far as width-wise, I mean, you're going to have probably Cat 2, which is stronger than Florence, by the way, okay? So those of you who work in Florence, if you're a restoration company and you're like, wow, look at that thing.
Yeah, those are huge waves now.
If you're watching... And you saw Hurricane Florence, that winds were sustained at 90 on that, okay? We had gusts up to 105. That hurricane did a lot of damage. It wasn't catastrophic damage, but it did a lot of damage. So we're talking, you're going to have 110 mile an hour gusts, probably all the way down to Destin, or close to Destin. So you're talking 100 mile an hour gust from Destin all the way through the entire coast of Panama City. I think it's Mexico Beach. They're going to have it. Apalachicola, they will have hurricane force winds in Apalachicola. It's a little further away from the center, but they've got the onshore flow, so they will see 100 mile an hour winds in Apalachicola. Yep. Then as this system traverses and heads to the northeast and basically starts to V-line areas that were, and Cody, I'll get to your question. Appreciate that. But as it starts to V-line Tallahassee, then we'll still see 100 mile per hour gusts. I think in Tallahassee, we might even see 110 mile per hour gusts in Tallahassee. Wow, look at this wave.
Yep. Boom.
So there's going to be really strong winds, and they're going to go all the way inland. We'll see hurricane force winds through all of Georgia, through a lot of southern Georgia, not all of Georgia. Atlanta, we'll have to see if it gets far enough north to really cause any major effects up there. I think you'll probably see some 50 mile an hour gusts in Atlanta. Maybe you'll get a 60.
Yeah, but points south and east of Atlanta, like through Columbia, South Carolina, I think you're going to see gusts up to 60, 65, 70, pretty much all the way to the coast up by like Wilmington when this thing, because it's going to accelerate through the southeast.
So we got people kind of messaging us from a lot of different areas, so I'm kind of trying to, we're getting texts and a lot of different things. So we get quiet, we're just kind of taking a look at that.
How does it compare to Irma? You went to Irma, you didn't get
so I was in Irma. I did not get in the eye of Irma, where I was, but Naples and Marco Island took a direct hit from Irma. Irma was a weakening, strong Cat 3 hurricane. This is a strengthening, strong Cat 4 hurricane. So this is going to be worse than what Irma was. As far as damage, like the physical dollar amount of damage may not be as much because Irma hit a lot more people because it came right up the center of Florida. So from that standpoint, maybe not as bad. It's going to be really bad. This will be in the multiples of billions of dollars in damage. But it may not be 50 or 60 billion dollars. It may be $25 billion. So we won't know until it's over with, obviously. But this is a stronger storm than Irma. Now maybe so Irma clipped Cuba. That was pretty strong there. It was a Cat 5 at that point. I don't know if we're going to get to Cat 5 with this particular hurricane. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. So we'll just have to see. But as far as effects where landfall takes place, I think we'll see worse effects here in the Florida Panhandle, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Florida. Freeport, I think, is just to the west or just to the east of it. Parker, those areas, Mexico Beach, that whole area. I think you're going to see worse effects from Michael than you would have from Irma, where Irma made landfall at Naples and Marco Island. So yeah, I think it's going to be worse. Thanks, Cody. I'm glad that answered your question. Hey, Christopher, how's it going, man? Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. I love your I Love Hell profile picture. I think that's awesome. We obviously like a little hell here at Hell Trace. So, devastation is imminent. You are correct, Jim. So I'm just kind of going through all these posts here. Again, guys, we really appreciate the shares. Pay attention, okay? So over the next few hours, so it's almost 9:30 in the morning right now. Again, the worst of this storm is not going to happen until around noon, okay? So we're going to take a look here. I'm going to update you on where the eye itself is and how far we have.
I could probably do a radar view.
Okay, so we're from the first wave of the eye wall where we'll really see some pretty significant hurricane force winds. We're now 33 miles out. Okay, so remember about 20 minutes ago when we were 20 or 30 minutes ago when we were talking, we're about 42 miles out. So yeah, this thing is picking up steam. It's moving faster. And it's just continues to kind of come from Panama City, Florida, where we're at or where we're staying. It's now 38 miles to the outside of the eye wall, and then to dead center of the eye, it is 62 miles. Okay?
It definitely made that eastward jog already. See that?
It's kind of stalling, didn't it? It stopped there in the last couple. Yeah, a little wobble there. So it's starting to kind of make that turn. It's getting the influence from the trough that's in the plains now. So we don't know how much of a turn it's going to make. Again, we've positioned ourselves to where we have the ability to get as far east as we possibly can and ride this out. So if it decides to turn and go so far east that we miss it, it's on Michael. So. We can't help that. So it's out of our control at that point. So we're gonna continue to get some pretty good waves here, though. Wind's really starting to kind of pick up now. We're seeing some good 50s here now, starting to gust here. So
where is St. Teresa? Where's that at? YouTube question.
Oh, nice.
BMD Motorsports. Any
here.
words on the depth of storm surge out on St. George Island?
It's going to be bad out there. Okay. If you're on St. George Island, you should be long gone. The storm surge is probably already underway out there.
Where's St. George Island?
That's I'm assuming it's by St. Joe. Oh wait.
No. St. George.
St. George. Okay,
I think it's a little further
up.
east.
Hang on, we're looking up St. George Island here.
It's that's Fort Morgan, Gulf Shores.
Just Google it.
Yeah.
Hang on, we're gonna look that up for you.
We will get the answer to your question. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to the camera full screen so we can.
Island, 67 miles away. That's a long way.
It might be east or west. I mean.
No, that's Apalachicola. So yeah, it's gonna be. That may be one of the worst areas. I would expect storm surge to probably surpass 12 foot on St. George Island, and more specifically up in the Bay of Apalachicola, back behind it. It's going to get really, really intense back there too. Kind of where the Hathcock Bay, where it's just kind of lowlands, marshland back there. It's basically a big trap for water. So as that water gets pushed up, it's just going to back up and build up. So that's why you're going to get deeper depths there, and that's where I would expect 12 foot plus at that location. So yeah, St. George Island. Get off of there if you haven't already, if you can still. I'd be shocked if you can even get on the island right I mean, anywhere from Alligator Point all the way down to Apalachicola, and then the St. Joseph's Bay, so basically Port St. Joe. It's going to be nasty there. It's going to be nasty. And if it wobbles more to the east, it's going to get even worse.
St. Teresa is over here. I would still expect storm surge there in St. Teresa.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it may not be quite as much, but it could still be pretty high. I wouldn't be on the coast.
Okay. We're going to play the commercial, and then we're going to log off because I have to call John.
Yeah, we're going to log off. We'll probably go ahead and start making our way over to our final destination in Panama City. I think with definitely seeing the wobble now that we're getting, we're going to start seeing some hurricane force winds, and so we're gonna go ahead and end this here. We'll show you the. So again, thanks to our sponsor, the C3 Group, and we'll come back live when the weather really gets going here. So it'll be crazy stuff the next time you see us.
After $1 billion hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.